Hello everybody, I was doing very well today and so an attack was just released on my brain. I'm going to describe to you the structure, how it works, and I'm probably going to give you a little speech about how I'm merciless on the war field and it's not just about fighting up close. You know, I'm upset, but it's in a controlled manner. So, first, I've already described mass extension, in which we have the current solid mass as it is, and then the fluid state in which we attempt to develop logical structure that, when confirmed to be safe and structural, can continue on to become solid, but when lacking actual non-collisive continuing logic, is just retreated back to its last known safe position of solid matter. Now, first, what's going on is a lot of these people who claim to be smarter than me aren't actually smart. They're using their mass, logic, and adding it to my structure as I develop it to turn it into something that will collapse. It's pretty much like building a bridge the wrong way on purpose and then applying the pressure that breaks it on command. These people are taking the mass that I'm developing and then implying rules that they can easily break by A, my not wanting to participate in them trying to control me, and B, them sort of sneaking it in over time to be a threat that they can pull and release. Now, in preparation for this loss that they're going to cause, and it's not just for me, it's for everybody, they get into these positions in which, due to survival understanding, without even needing to talk, the females become pretty much immobile while the males choose any nearby to mate with and continue forward. Now, this is me comprehending humanity. This is why I'm a god, all right? So, what's happening is, as the fall is increasing, as the loss accelerates very, very quickly, your brains, the mass that's surviving, takes over without you being allowed to think anymore. And this is the only closest structure of form of cooperation that can continue your solid matter without talking. And it's happened so many times that you've had time to observe it and the patterns around it. And that's what happens. You guys collapse so fast that you stop being able to think and matter takes over to try and save itself. And this is the best, safest structure. It restructures you and all that bullshit. Now, what just happened is, while I was on the phone, because I'm doing so well, and the person I was on the phone with is going through a very fast collapse, they made sure to do this in my ear on purpose. Now, the issue with this is, if I wasn't prepared for it, like how it was in the past, let's say you're on the phone with somebody like your girlfriend, and all of a sudden you hear sounds that sound like sex, and you never expected that, and you don't know what to do about it, and it's out of nowhere. Now, what this does is, because your current structure of understanding wasn't expecting it, it starts up a question, a black hole. And first, you can't prove it, which means you can hardly believe it, but you also can't disprove it, which fucks your head up. And because of that, in order to make sense of it, you have to accept that it's happening, which breaks your heart and causes you to become non-collisive, because you've pretty much been taken from increased structural understanding. So all of a sudden, nothing ever mattered, nothing makes sense anymore, and you need to respond now and figure it out for yourself. Now, this makes you collapse so quickly that it turns you into a violent, non-cooperative human being. This is how you get sucked into the current structure of losing logic in a repetitive fashion day and night. And then having to pretty much, the males that survive get to mate with the remaining females as they become immobile due to solid cooperation, or due to the cooperative stall strategy that matter has developed because you people aren't thinking. So, because you did this in my ear, and I'm going to say why and how you did it. First, you did it because in my previous videos, I had expressed, here, let me see if I can go find the page. I had expressed that as sexual approval is gained by your proving that you provide enough matter to continue, you are then, if mating isn't achieved in that point, retreat occurs, logical retreat occurs, and this collapses so fast. As the extension outward is cooperative, the retreat back is somewhat discooperative. And so we get, because of how quickly it occurs, surges of understanding of how things can become sexually destructive. Now, because I had expressed this theory to calm people down, to make them not think this, to make them realize not to overreact and get sucked into this mess, this is what you guys are right now, you decided to do it in my ear this time, hoping that I would just say this is what was happening, because you still think that you can get something by me, because you still think that for some reason, that despite my constantly proving to you how advanced, how fucking deadly, how fucking intelligent, how unstoppable I am, that you can still find some blind spot to take advantage of. That's what you think. And I don't, you're obviously not thinking, because you have to do this shit right here. You're obviously not fucking thinking. That's obviously what this is. And so I'm going to start thinking for you. And I'm going to use the bodies that you have however I fucking please, because you wouldn't stop. That's what's going to happen. Alright? Alright, love you guys. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, tell me what you think.